time for another edition of Chopping Wood with our good buddy Eric Wood. The Bills went down and dominated the Dolphins in Miami on Thursday night. What stood out to you?
Yeah, it was an incredible performance on both sides of the ball for the Bills. For the first time in a long time, Josh Allen wasn't even necessarily the focal point of the offense. Instead, it was James Cook. And I loved how they were aggressive early on in the game. They went for it on that early fourth down, ended up getting a touchdown off of that. And then James Cook dominated, especially in the first half, on the ground. On the other side of the ball, the pass rush showed up for a second week in the row. And even before Tua's injury in this game, they were putting consistent pressure on him. It was a really strong performance by both the offense and the defense.
Well, let's start on the offensive side of the ball with that gutsy fourth down call. How did Joe Brady scheme James Cook this wide open?
They do a great job with pre-snap motion here, and it allows Josh to understand that this is going to be man-to-man defense. And so, based upon man-to-man, James Cook's going to have the guy over the top of him, going to have to run across two crossing routes. Josh does a good job with his eyes, keeping the safeties in the middle of the field, and then just turns back, and he's got a wide-open throw for a touchdown. I love this play design by Joe Brady.
Now let's fast forward a couple of possessions, and the Dolphins are going to go for it on their own fourth down. And then Ed Oliver comes up with a timely sack on this one. What did you see here?
Yeah, the weakness of this Miami offense is likely their middle three inside. The defensive tackles are going to have a big game, and Tua has the fastest time to release over the last 2 years in the entire NFL. So the defensive tackles are going to need to win in this game, and Ed Oliver here just completely dominates the left guard. And Miami, interesting, they run an empty set here on fourth and fairly short. Well, then Ed knows it's a pass, and he just dominates him to get the sack here and force the turnover on downs.
So after they stop that, on the very next play, James Cook snaps off a 49-yard touchdown run. Break this one down.
The Bills have loved this duo concept, and a lot of times it's like power without a puller. So you have double teams across the board. Here, the Bills essentially get a triple team, number 90 here that you can see in the screen. And so James Cook's job is to stack the linebackers over the top of the double team, and they make Long completely get lost on his read there. And then James Cook gets a crease, and then he outruns Poyer to the corner, showing off some of that speed for the touchdown.
All right, now let's get to the second half, and the defense gets rolling. A.J. Epinesa put the pressure on and forced a pick six. What did you see here?
Yeah, this is interesting. So here they have three defensive linemen on the left side of the center. Ed Oliver's going to cross the face of the center. He's essentially just going to run the hoop around Von Miller. And then on the other side, A.J. Epinesa was actually lined up as a three technique over the left guard. He ends up just working. I'm not sure if this was a stunt or not, or if he's just working to an available pass rush lane. But Tua is initially going to see Ed Oliver, then he's going to scramble out into A.J. Epinesa, and that's great chemistry amongst four defensive linemen that have played a lot of football together.
And then right after Tua's unfortunate injury, Skylar Thompson came in, and the Dolphins went for it on fourth down. Now this time, Von Miller got the sack, his second this season.
I've been impressed with what I've seen from Von Miller early in this season. He seems to have that spark back, and here he's rushing against Austin Jackson and just beats him out of his stance. I mean, Von gets up the field. Austin Jackson takes one little kind of stutter step, a little false step, and that's going to get you beat, especially against a guy like Von Miller. And Von Miller has looked good so far early in this season. This is going to be a very welcomed back addition to this defense if we can get number 40 keep playing like this.
That's great stuff as always. Thanks for this, Eric. We'll catch up with you after the Bills host the Jaguars on Monday Night Football.
Yep, looking forward to it, Steve.